What do you do when a woman who used to go by Mrs. Blacklove decides to drag her own man on Instagram Live in front of millions of people and then has the gall to laugh about it? Oh, you thought the Remy Papoose Claressa triangle was over. But hours after Remy made a slick remark about Papoose's performance, Claressa's shield broke. And by shattered, we mean that she swung first and asked questions. But no eyewitnesses ever said it was just words. Claressa showed up at Reset without warning, without any security or makeup, just a message that she didn't deserve a man like him, and the whole thing was captured on camera. So now we're asking the real questions. Is Claressa finally claiming what's hers? Is Remy losing his career and public respect? And most importantly, did Papoose just sit back and watch two queens fight for his heart? Welcome to Gossip Spill Vibe, where the truth has lashes, heels, and a left hook. Let's put an end to this catastrophe and turn back time, because this story didn't begin with a security guard shouting, "Atop the live." No, it has been simmering for months, and now it's exploding. First up, the stage was occupied by Remy Ma, the rap queen from the Bronx, the wife of royalty, who was allegedly still married to Papoose, the same Papoose who kept her down through prison scandals and a dozen bet ciphers. Remy thanked him by clowning him on Instagram Live, but pay close attention because this wasn't your typical shade. It wasn't that he forgot my birthday drama or left the toilet seat up. Rather, it was a calculated, slick surgical. Sitting in her glam chair, surrounded by her team, with lashes applied, Remy looked directly into the camera and said, "Some men think loyalty is enough." When her stylist choked on her drink, the comments section exploded, and Papoose say that if silence had a face was on his next Instagram story. But wait, that wasn't even the punchline, because when one follower asked her bluntly, "Are you talking about Papoose?" Remy smirked, held her fingers up barely an inch apart, and whispered, "If you know, you know." The room fell silent, and fans were remixing the clip and zooming in like it was an FBI investigation. And guess who wasn't amused? Claressa Shields, the self-described GWAT Olympic gold medalist and Papoose's biggest supporter in recent months. Some might even say more than just a supporter. Now, let's break down why this live hit so hard, because Remy Ma didn't just throw shade. She humiliated Papoose. You see, their relationship was based on the idea of a man waiting for his woman to return from prison, standing by her no matter what, riding for her career when the labels stopped calling it commitment. Then, while Papoose was hosting birthday parties for their daughter and hyping her on Father's Day, Remy was showing up in studios with 50 Cent, posting cryptic stories and liking suspicious tweets. At first, people laughed it off, likening Claressa Shields to pairing Serena Williams with a chess player. But when paparazzi caught them holding hands outside a Brooklyn juice bar, things quickly took a turn for the worse, and Claressa didn't deny it. Claressa Shields was reportedly at her Miami gym when she saw the video. And according to one of her teammates, she paused mid-sparring, took off her gloves, and said she wants to play dirty. Bet. Within 6 hours, Claressa had booked a flight to New York City. But here's what happened next. Remy pretended nothing happened until this live, because the moment she made that small remark was not just disrespectful, but strategic humiliation. A woman like Remy understands the power of words, and she chose to broadcast his shortcomings to millions of people. The kicker is that she didn't just call Remy, tweet, or go live. Instead, she showed up in person at a set where Remy was filming a podcast interview. There was no entourage, just her, a hoodie, and hands ready for more than boxing. My audio was hot. And what happened next is what you'll see splashed across every shady blog and gossip page over the course of the next 48 hours. But before we get to the full-on confrontation, let's talk about why Claressa would risk everything. Reputation, her sponsorships, and her public image, because for months now, people close to her have been speculating that she and Papoose are more than simply pals. They have been establishing a quiet meal and making 3 a.m. phone calls. One anonymous source told us that she believes Remy lost the plot, and she won't let Papoose go down with her. The internet was already buzzing about Paprisa as the new power couple, and now it looks like Claressa is ready to fight not just in the ring, but for her man. When she heard that disrespect live, something inside of her snapped. And everything came to a head when she walked into that podcast studio after Remy was out doing God knows what with battle rappers and club promoters. Looked Remy Ma in the eye and said, "You don't deserve a man like him." Then, the producer screamed, "Are we live?" Remy stood up as if she was about to fight, but Claressa didn't bat an eye, instead moving closer and speaking in a low, dangerous voice. "You broke him, and now you clown him? Nah, that's not love. That's ego, and I'm not letting you humiliate him one more time." The chaos started as soon as security attempted to intervene. According to a leaked recording from a crew member, Claressa leaned in and said, "You parade around like loyalty is a leash. Do you ever ask yourself what he did?" Shifted Remy stood up slowly and deliberately. The smirk was gone. The sass was replaced with something colder, something calculated. Producers froze and one mic tech dove for the kill switch, but it was too late. The cameras had already captured what happened next. Claressa Shields and Remy Ma squared off in what can only be described as a full-blown battle of egos. Needs and Remy, with all the Bronx heat, fired back. "Don't preach to me about love. You're a rebound with a mean right hook that doesn't make you wife material." Security tried to defuse the situation. But let's just say that when one of the world's best fighters fights a rapper who did time, nobody steps in without risk pay. Remy grabbed her purse like it was loaded, and Claressa pulled her ponytail back like it was game time. The electric explosive and the internet, oh baby, blew up within 30 minutes. An anonymous assistant leaked the footage to a Twitter page after that. The timeline was inundated with TikTok edits, Instagram breakdowns, and YouTube reactions. One of the most popular tweets read, "Remy really said he's loyal, but short." And Claressa showed up like a final boss. This isn't a love triangle. It's Celebrity Deathmatch, Bronx Edition. Another went viral after Remy humiliated Pap Live, at which point Claressa flew across the country to defend him. Even though Fat Joe cryptically tweeted, "Respect isn't something you borrow. It's something you return." Let's see what exactly infuriated Claressa. Apparently, Claressa has been hearing from mutuals that Remy has been making fun of Papoose behind closed doors for months with jokes like, "Hop's out here writing poetry while I'm running the game. He's the type to cry when the Uber's late." Petty? Sure. But when you've been holding your man down, building something new, and seeing him get publicly clowned by his own wife, it hits different. But it wasn't just this little package comment on Live. One of our sources, a hairstylist, claimed to have overheard Claressa venting backstage at a Miami shoot. A close friend of Claressa, who asked to remain anonymous, told us that Claressa saw the live through a protein shake and said, "No, she's not doing this to him again." Claressa wasn't just, she was offended, feeling that Remy was undermining everything Pap had done to remain loyal and consequently making fun of her for taking charge and taking care of him. Thank God the studio confrontation didn't escalate into a physical altercation. But that flight to New York City was an emotional journey. When Claressa walked out, the cameras were still filming. But she said one more thing that sent the blogosphere into a tailspin. "Step aside, I won't ask twice." And guess who posted that clip first? Tasha K. Yes, within hours, Tasha had the exclusive, watermarked and everything. From there, the video began to go viral, and fans were divided. Some were adamantly supporting Remy and Claressa, acting like Papoose is a prize girl and you're doing too much. While others were all for Claressa, who flew across the country to defend that man that Remy loved and forgot what she had. Finally, there were conspiracy theorists who claimed that the entire story was deliberately orchestrated by Remy. Test Claressa's loyalty, and Remy has pulled some crazy stunts in the past. For example, when she staged that pregnancy promo in 2022 to promote her mixtape. Fans still hadn't forgiven her. But let's not pretend that Claressa's hands are spotless. Last week, paparazzi caught her leaving a fancy steakhouse with a mysterious music executive who was known to have dated Remy years ago. The blogs were quiet at the time, but now it's fuel for the fire. Some fans speculate that Claressa may be using this drama to increase her visibility before her upcoming fight with a boxing analyst. She wrote, "This isn't just a romance. It's brand building." Claressa is aware that lately, drama sells better than gold medals. A black screen with a single line on his Instagram story. "You guys continue to play games with real hearts without a name tag or explanation, just heartbreak in Helvetica." That's when things got even worse because, according to one insider, Papoose was taken to a private hospital later that evening for what his team claims was an extremely stressful episode. Yes, you read correctly, the same man who doctors reportedly advised him to take a complete social media detox and avoid all emotionally triggering content. Which is practically impossible when your wife and possibly girlfriend are trending under hashtag SLAPFORP. Although neither woman has publicly addressed the incident because both have been liking shady posts. Claressa liked a tweet that read, "Real love shows up loud in person, not in poems." The entire household, including DJ Envy, swallowed all the rumors about Remy and 50 and finally broke. Conversely, Remy enjoyed a meme showing herself rearranging her wig with the message, "Remember that you're the winner even if he's not. This isn't the end of it." And just when fans thought it couldn't get any worse, another leak surfaced. A low-quality, blurry video of Papoose in a hospital gown, looking weak, with Claressa by his side holding his hand. Some claim it's a staged public relations stunt, while others claim it's genuine pain. Regardless, this love triangle has become a site of emotional destruction, and the internet is watching every piece fall. As the internet tried to process the image of Papoose in a hospital gown with Claressa clutching his hand like a lifeline, Remy Ma was nowhere to be seen, making no comment. Fans of this triangle saw silence as a reaction, but for them was actually a buildup of pressure that finally exploded when an anonymous burner account posted what they claimed to be a leaked voicemail from Remy to a close friend late that night. The audio quality was grainy, but the voice was unmistakably angry. That one clip went viral online. Some people took it as a confession, while others heard manipulation. But most people agreed that it wasn't remorse but regret that the woman, who had once been hailed as black love royalty, was now the antagonist in her own, according to one media insider. When the story is this hot, nobody wants to take a side and get burned. Behind-the-scenes sources said Remy's team was rushing, and her PR representative allegedly reached out to 3 major blogs offering exclusive interviews, all of which were declined because none of them wanted to get caught in the crossfire. Between Claressa and Remy, brands were rushing up to offer Claressa offers. And her fight commercial doubled in views overnight, even among those who had never watched boxing before. Meanwhile, she was receiving invitations to every significant podcast panel and women's empowerment event in the nation. Remy was well known not only as a fighter, but also as the woman who stood up for a broken man when no one else would. However, just when it appeared that Claressa had taken over the story, Remy exploded with an Instagram story that featured a single sentence in bold, white font on a black screen. "You want to fight over a man who cried when I missed his call?" Within minutes, Twitter threads were ablaze. Was Remy trying to paint Papoose as emotionally weak? Or was she lashing out because she had finally experienced the pain of rejection? Whatever the case, the damage was done. My dad deserves better. Some women don't know how to value peace until it's gone. Dead Jean Papoose's daughter wrote in a now-deleted post on her private account. Fans immediately connected the dots and were shaken for years. Remy and DeJane had a famously tense relationship, but was war, and the family rift was now public. Just when it seemed like the story couldn't get any more complicated, a shocking leak was released that completely changed everything. The video wasn't compromising, but it showed that on the night of Clarissa's altercation, Remy wasn't home when she was seen arriving at the hotel at 11:47 p.m. as he arrived 6 minutes later. And they remained in the same suite until 4:13 a.m. Easy, the block captain, yes, is the same rapper who was rumored to have been involved with her the previous year. I loved her loudly. I supported her in silence. But what hurts most is that Papoose stated in a poignant message uploaded to Instagram after MQ chaos. Remy's representative declined to comment and instead posted a confusing "mind the business that pays you" meme. After all of this, Claressa flew back to Miami with no follow-up interviews or press tours, just one cryptic story. A photo of her boxing gloves with the caption, "Sometimes the real fight isn't in the ring." Within hours, the post had over 300,000 comments from celebrities like Ashanti, Swizz Beatz, and even Kesha Cole, who showed support by saying, "You are still loved." Still, no name or tagging was used, but everyone knew exactly who he was referring to. Where does that leave us? Remy Ma, who was once the epitome of steadfastness and loyalty. The internet's unofficial hero in this soap opera saga, Claressa Shields, the undefeated champion, is facing health issues and media storms, and the fans have turned into a cultural moment. Hashtags like #PapDeservesPeace, #RemyDownfall, and #Claressa for the win are trending in multiple cities. One tweet summed it up best. Papoose just wanted love, and Claressa wrote legacy. Claressa is accused of cheating in addition to emotionally damaging her husband and possibly cheating. That Papoose might file for divorce, not just privately, but publicly. A televised sit-down is allegedly being negotiated. A network that hosts celebrity therapy specials is reportedly in talks to bring all three together for a confrontation. Imagine Remy Papoose and Claressa together. 3 chairs, 1 stage, unscripted, unfiltered. If that happens, you already know the world will stop. But until then, the internet is left with this final image. A man broken by betrayal. A woman weaponized by love. And a legend humbled by her own pride. After all, this wasn't about a love triangle, and the question now is, who really won? Remy Ma lost a man, Claressa gained an army, and Papoose is somewhere in the middle. Caught between 2 women who claimed to love him, one through pain, the other through protection. But what we really want to know is, was Remy really out of pocket for exposing Papoose in this way? Or was she just finally expressing what she's always believed, that loyalty without desire is nothing more than emotional charity? Did Claressa go too far acting like a bodyguard with a crush? Or was she the only one who dared to check a woman who had been unchecked for too long? And what about Papoose? Should he forgive Remy? Or should he go ahead and do the rumored sit-down interview and reveal everything? The streets are watching, timelines are talking, and the blogs are salivating. Isn't just a love story. It's a cultural collision between loyalty and ego, love and legacy. And somewhere in the middle is a hospital bed, a boxing glove, and an Instagram live that shouldn't have happened. Don't scroll past and leave your thoughts in the comments section. If you're sick of seeing genuine love turned into clickbait, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want more truth, chaos, and additional unfiltered analyses of the drama they don't want you to see. So enable post notifications, because the next leak could completely alter the situation. This is the Gossip Spill vibe, and we never stop talking. See you in the next controversy.